You have Google.
Yeah, what? Okay.
I have my phone right now. It's charging.
Okay, here, put on your headphones. We are recording right fucking now, bro. And pause this awesomeness. I was gonna say shit, but this is awesome. Oh my god. Victor, what are you doing over there? He is like...
He's lost his headphones, along with his marbles.
Oh my god, this is phenomenal. Why
do you keep, somehow, like the last 2 or 3 podcasts, you've caught our arguments.
Okay,
our spousal arguments.
Okay, the last one
It's ridiculous.
I destroyed. Just so we're clear, the last one I totally did take care of. Your dirty laundry on that one is safe, but this one, no, this is fair game because this is like some weird sort of like little lovers spat. Okay, now he can't find his. Okay, here we go. You know, I spend all day setting up this bitchin' studio. We are on.
You spent 20 minutes putting all of this together like 3 months ago.
And it hasn't paid off. That's how much skill I have. 20 minutes, podcast studio.
So what I had said was, there is an opossum living in the detritus on the other side of the fence next to our shed.
Now, when you say opossum, do you mean possum?
No, we don't have possums in the United States or North America. We have opossums.
Now, if I were to look up an opossum, would it look an incredible degree like ours, or would it be like, whoa, that's a very different creature?
United States opossum, Australia possum.
Okay, here
They are related. The opossum is the only North American marsupial.
Okay, I'm about to Google this bitch now. Let's see, opossum.
Okay, so in the detritus next to the house
versus.
That's not what I said. What did I say?
That's the first thing. Opossum versus possum, and it is buffering right now.
What did I say?
Detritus on the other side of the fence, right? Next to the shed.
Yeah, there you go. Not next to the house. Next to the shed.
Okay,
because whoever freaking owns the house next to ours has, at least since we've been here, but it looks like it's been there 5 years at least, has like all of this scrap metal and siding and I don't know.
Okay.
Looks like rafters or something.
Scaffolding.
Okay, she
Scaffolding.
is correct.
Thank you.
But colloquially, we just call them possums here. Like if you go to Australia and say, "Oh, there's a possum over there," they're not going to be like, "Oh, is that a possum or an opossum?"
It's incorrect.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's just because American speakers are lazy.
Yeah, we're awesome, is what we are. Look, just call them. If you live in America and you've never seen an opossum, just call them a possum. Who gives a shit? Do you care?
Yes.
If you say possum to somebody here in America, are they going to be like, wait? Someone released a possum from Australia?
No, but if you show an opossum to an Australian, they'll be like, that's like, not a possum.
But if you point at like one of the many roadkills I drive by as part of my job, no one's going to be like, whoa, sir, that is an opossum.
The possums are actually like super related to kangaroos, and they're fucking adorable.
They are adorable.
Also, opossums are super adorable too, like especially when they're babies. But a possum literally looks like.
Well, Ameripossums. That's what we're gonna call them from now on.
I mean, I don't hate that.
That's great. Freedom possums.
But the possum literally looks like a tiny mouse-like fluffy kangaroo.
Yeah, and they play dead. Like they hiss at you and then they'll roll over and play dead.
That's an opossum.
No, they'll play dead here too. Like, listen, I used to have them at the apartment complex I used to live at.
No, I'm referring to opossums.
Oh well,
the Ameripossum.
Ameripossum.
That you can't call it anything other than Ameripossum.
I was more confused by the word detritus.
Detritus? You were confused by detritus? You are an educated man who works.
Apparently not.
I've never heard that.
You make enough to pay for a house.
It means waste or debris of any kind.
Look,
okay, everybody.
You don't have
to know what the word detritus means to make it
through
like
enough
everybody.
Catastrophes that I think you should know what detritus means.
Apparently not, because I rent a room from you, and I know what detritus. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Everyone, America. You don't have to know big
Ameritritis.
words. And I thought, so you come in and you're saying like words like opossum and detritus, and I'm like, I just know trash and possum. Why didn't you just say there was some possum in the trash or something?
Yeah, there was a possum in the trash.
Because that does not fully encapsulate like the degree of
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like
crap.
Would you like us to get?
And I always thought that the O was silent in opossum, so I thought.
Yeah, there are plenty of silent letters in the English language. Okay, wait. Welcome to Transmit Podcast, where we have just, like, we didn't even start on the rails, to be honest. I'm your host, Spike.
I'm Samantha.
I'm Victor.
And listen, we're going to do some bullshitting, and then we'll talk about some Star Trek.
We already did it.
Yeah, that was the bullshit.
How long was
no,
that? Like
I've
10,
got-
20 minutes? Of it?
That was our
Fi-
marriage
five-
therapy.
5 minutes, and I have another bit of bullshit I want to talk to you about. I saw someone driving up in Bernardo Center, Rancho Bernardo, driving a de-governmentized.
Degarmentized.
It
Police
wasn't
car?
military. No, not police car. Meter made like ticket giving cart, 3-wheeled. You know, the ones you see driving around downtown.
They
They de-governmentized it. And
why?
I was an old guy, and I want to know where can I get one, and how do I defend myself from the avalanche of pussy that is bound to fall upon me if I'm to drive the 3-wheeled, like, parking ticket mobile. Do you think I should, like?
Wait, is that street legal?
Apparently,
Yeah, I mean, they're generally street legal. They're able to drive.
they're
them on
street legal to
streets.
start with, and I think you just got to register it because he had like a license plate and everything, and he was just putting around Rancho Bernardo behind the Vons, and I was sitting there like doing my deliveries, and he
I need to
looked
see a
confident.
picture of this vehicle. Can someone look it up? Or
Okay,
something?
I already sent you a picture.
You don't know what the meter maid
know
vehicles
what I
look
mean?
like? Those little like 3-wheeled, fucking mall security guard looking shits.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining a golf cart. I imagine meter maids in
Basically,
golf.
that's it.
It's
an
like a
inc-
pointy golf cart.
It's a pointy golf cart. It looks kind of like you see that picture of the MRAPs I sent you that I really want.
No.
Oh come on,
See,
I
it's
tagged both of
those.
you.
That thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
tagged
Okay,
both of you.
So a person had like a private version of that.
Yes, he apparently went to the government like a used vehicle site and said, "Oh,
There's a subculture around meter maid motor carts.
I knew there was a subculture around like scooters, but this is something new.
I shit you not.
Like I could use that to get around.
You
town.
can. So it's. Can you go on the freeway with it?
No, absolutely not.
No, they're not. I don't think they're freeway legal.
But you
They're
can go
city
on the street.
street legal.
Yeah, but that'd be great. Like if I want to go to the burrito place down the street, just imagine it. Victor, imagine me in a meter maid. Like I would like make it look quasi like meter maid ish, so no one would fuck with me.
I mean, you can totally make it post-apocalyptic. The one I was looking at was post-apocalyptic.
Oh, I would do that too. I would put like razor blades on
I mean,
it.
they sell them with just the logos painted over. So it's still got, I mean, like this one is a 97 with blue on the bottom and white on the top.
I didn't even consider. Oh my god, I didn't even consider that there would be years to that. I assumed
Fuck yes, there are.
I just assumed there'd be like the same like model for, but no, it'd be like a Honda.
They're made by Cushman.
Cushman. That sounds like someone who makes like your weed whacker.
Okay, I want to know that when was the first one of these made? Now, I
No,
wanna know
when is the best one made?
were these-
This one is Go BT57. I don't know if that's.
Look, my dad.
They were selling it for $700 in 2017. Like it's super affordable.
Wait, how much?
2017.
$700.
$700 for a street legal. I could go to the burrito
I mean,
shop.
it's from 1997, but it looked in great condition.
I mean, that's phenomenal. Like, look, I was
97.
thinking about like the military MRAPs, like the armor, like they could take a 50 cal round, and they have like backup cameras and like 6 seats. We could like haul all our wrestlers in one go into an armored vehicle.
You could get the one that looks kind of militarized. Like it literally looks kind of like a Jeep.
Oh my god!
Did you just
Let me
cream
see that.
yourself?
No, I'm about to. Like if I hadn't been doing Kegel exercises, I would be making a mess of your couch here.
You want the little tiny,
Oh, hang on.
slightly militarized looking.
If
They have them from like 84 too.
Cushman?
It's a Cushman Truckster.
we need to paint that desert tan.
Look at it.
Oh,
Just a little tiny. I mean, how many? 2 people, right?
Yeah,
3
well,
people tops in that thing.
one person in the driver's
Two.
seat, one person riding on the back with like I don't know, like a machine gun. I don't know.
This looks like a mod of one where they made it look kind of like a panel truck kind of situation.
Oh my god, I
so
want
they
this.
like they put
that one
a.
looks kind of cool.
See, look at that.
Oh, that is bitchin'. That is like the most militaristic version of a 3-wheeled vehicle you could find. Oh my god. No, you need to look at
Cushman trucks.
No, you need to look at the thing I tagged you in, the MRAPs. Cuz we could be
Why?
bitching like look, it's like 4 tons of
Now I have to
road
scroll
ruining.
through all this shit.
It's 4 tons of road ruining used vehicle with backup cameras and like a with a troop compartment. Do you listen, you've seen what's happening out there. We need to be able to survive an IED. Or an IUD. Which one is the one that keeps you from getting pregnant?
IED.
IED keeps you from
Yeah,
getting pregnant. Gotcha.
I saw this. I'm
it?
not.
Oh, come on. Look,
So these are street legal too?
I mean, ish. I mean, if the SWAT can drive them, why can't we?
Can you get a demilitarized
Actually, that's
version?
a fair
Those
argument.
are all demilitarized.
That's a fair argument.
Right?
If the police forces can have certain things, then
and
civilians should be able to
they
have
sell
them.
those to everyone, not just the SWAT. And look, those are demilitarized. The only thing that makes them demilitarized is there's no like machine guns on them. They're just like thick-walled cars. And can you imagine rolling up to a party in that?
Wait, so
Can you
these are
imagine
just-
driving
these-
by the police station in
This is
that?
being sold to civilians?
Right? To anyone. Like that's the great thing is like, didn't you ever see
I
Lord
thought,
of-
I thought the Cybertruck
They're
was
literally armored. I mean, you can
They are
buy an
armored.
armored vehicle.
You can just you can't have a machine gun on it. Just imagine like rolling by the SWAT and that like defund the police.
There's no. Yeah, that was really terrible. There's no pricing on their website though.
you have to ask
You have
them
to call
nicely.
or email.
Look, my dad offered to pitch in. If you're willing to pitch in, I'll put in like $50.
I'll give you $10.
I'll give you a shiny $10 bill.
Okay, but the question is, which one do you want?
Well, I want the one with the most seats because I need to carry all my bros to,
I
to
mean,
the club.
I mean,
There's like
the
a black
MRAP 8039 is the black one.
Oh, black. Come on.
Sold.
We could buy more seats for it.
It's kind of like the Batmobile, huh?
Right?
It is.
Except like more blocky. It's just a
This
little
is
more.
this is just very unnecessary.
Well, I mean, come on. We live in America. How much of the shit we have a piano that we're trying to get rid of in our living room.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if anyone wants a piano,
In the eastern Ukraine, this would be like an extravagance.
it's got like this fucking crazy ass camera system on it too.
Yeah. Like I have one like that camera system I have on my like my work truck.
You know
It's
what?
a
I usually
22-ton armored infantry mobility.
Look, we have like a 10-ton truck out front.
not anymore.
Well,
They
no,
got rid of
it
those.
comes and goes. Like it was out there this morning.
Was it?
Great.
Yeah, like look, if
They're
we,
the reason why our fucking street is
Yeah,
so
if I had
crappy.
if I
all
had
the
a
time.
different property, I might actually consider getting that.
no, you need to consider this, and so you can assert dominance. Look, they
You
have
just slowly pull up to those fucking shitty ass trucks and you just kind of push them.
yes, slowly.
Little foot by foot.
And look, if you just get like a M60 look-alike, you'll look like the baddest dude in the area. Come on,
M60. What's that?
that's the Rambo gun
Oh.
or M240 or anything modern. Okay, fine. Look,
Well, I don't think I'll go
a Browning 50 cal.
into public with that.
No, you don't have to go into public with it. Just mount it here on the street, and just like intimidate the neighbors.
Okay.
Look, you need to establish dominance here in Lemon Grove. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to be a dick though and screw up the street.
The
Yeah,
street's
because
already
like
fucked.
I at least already bitch about the fucking
The street.
semis
That's-
that are always parked on
Next
the
place
street.
I get is gonna have a huge driveway to fit
Okay.
these big.
But you can't
vehicles.
move there with us.
What the? Come on. We're all friends, and how are we gonna podcast if I don't live down the hall from you?
That's a good. That's
Yeah, it's a
good
good point.
question, huh? That's a
Yeah,
good
see,
point.
yeah, there you go. Okay,
It would be impossible, huh?
it would be nigh impossible.
Every podcast group team lives together. right?
lives exactly together, except for like the 5 I listen to. Okay, so okay, how about we transition into a little bit of Picard talk? Huh?
Picard.
A little bit of Star Trek Picard.
Okay.
Do you have any like music to go with that, or like any little sound effect.
Da 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 da.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Oh, come on. Okay, look. What I know from like off the top of my head, this one starts with like 7 of 9 doing a little bit of vigilante work. She's like saving like one of the characters from the Voyager series, the weird nose. Which, let's be honest, like everyone in Star Trek who's not a human has a weird nose thing going on.
Wait, there was this character from Voyager who had a weird nose?
Shocking, right?
Which character?
Oh, look, they saved, like, later on, they saved, like, a bunch of Borg kids.
Oh.
And then one of them, like, went to Starfleet. And then this crime boss that we're going to see later at Free Cloud was, like, harvesting their Borg parts. Just, like, taking them out, like, sociopathically.
The part with 7 of 9, her being a vigilante. I don't really remember that.
Well, she shows up in, like, this, like, dingy-looking, like, which one is the... Hostile looking. You ever see the movie Hostile?
No.
Okay, you ever see what's the one with Jigsaw? Saw.
No. Well, yeah, I've seen a couple.
Okay,
Saws.
it's kind of like a Saw scene where there's someone like pulling parts out of somebody.
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
It's like, where's that ocular implant? And then she shows up and just starts shooting people.
And then she kills the dude that they were torturing.
Yeah, because he was in terrible pain, and apparently they don't live in the magic future where everyone can be healed of everything. Look, the weakness in this is that they kind of undo a bit of stuff to make drama happen. Instead of like putting in the time to say like, oh, here's new science and new technologies that make the old stuff obsolete and unusable. They just kind of ignore it. Like any wrestling promotion where they have something that doesn't quite work, they'll just ignore it.
Yeah.
It's like, look, we've like taken someone from like fully borged up and like hurt terribly to fully healthy again for plot convenience. It's like, no, I am in pain. Just shoot me. And she's like, I'm sorry, and she shoots him in the gut.
Yeah. I didn't have that thought.
What
that scene.
What thought did you have?
I don't know. I didn't feel anything.
Well, that's because you didn't watch
I'm a sociopath.
Voyager. Well, no, you
No,
didn't
just
watch
kidding.
Voyager.
No, I thought it was a little strange that she killed him, and I was like, okay, I guess they're trying to set her up as like a character that's really tough or something, or
Well, that's what I
they're
was
trying
gonna,
to put her through these hard times or whatever.
Yeah, that's why. Let's not go in order, just so we can kind of like joke about everything in this episode. Because that's kind of the thing they go for in this, is that she's like badass, tough. Like she, like at the end of the episode where like she beams away with them after she decides not to like put everyone on the ship in trouble. Then she beams back. I need to borrow a couple of phasers, and no one thinks anything of it. Like, can't we replicate those? Like, no, I need to borrow your phasers. And apparently she just beams right back down to where they started and shoots the crime boss, just vaporizes her. And she has this like little talk where she's like, "Oh, you're back." It's like, "Yeah, I am." It's like, "You trusted me. You beat trust out of me." It's like, well, I thought, like, well, what, like, Kirk or Picard is still full of hope. Someone needs hope out here, but hope is an obsolete notion. And I'm gonna shoot you now because I'm badass. My first name is 7 of 9. Middle name Bad. Last name Ass. Pew, 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 pew.
That's pretty accurate, I guess.
And she does have like this bitchin' little shootout, but like just from her point, like she's just walking forward, just shooting 2 phasers at once.
Who's she shooting at?
Just
again?
like the security team that shows up, just random randos.
Oh, on the cube, on the Borg cube.
No, not on the Borg cube. She's still in Free Cloud.
Oh, on Free Cloud.
Yeah, they find like the like.
Oh, because they beamed her in from the last episode.
Yeah, they beamed her up. And it's like, oh, you owe me a ship. It's like, no, we saved you. We don't owe you anything. You showed up and started shooting. I don't owe you jack shit. It was just a calm. Like, look, I like the flavor of like this new Star Trek, but some of the sense is gone. It's bizarre. Like they sacrifice so much of like the. Okay, let's be honest. Like a lot of Next Gen, especially the early seasons, didn't make a lot of sense, but they did like lose some of the sense just for like badassery. Because they go to like Free Cloud and Captain like Rio, is that? Yeah, he dresses
Rios.
up. Yeah, he dresses up like a pimp.
Yeah.
Like, this is the weirdest shit. This is purely a comedy episode in this part where, like, no, everyone here dresses flamboyantly, so he's going to dress like a like a pimp from the 50s.
And then it's the Borg that suggests that he put a feather in his hat.
Like, like you need a feather. Like, what? Huh? And he's like a go-between guy. Like, this is like I've been watching.
She knows what a pimp looks like.
Oh yeah, I've been watching Burn Notice. This kind of like rang true, where they just make up some like backstory about the criminal like underworld. Like in the criminal underworld, you need to look like this, and then like the guy will show up looking like that.
I need a good explanation about the economy of the Star Trek universe.
Seriously.
Because is there money or is there not money?
In the Federation, no. In Free Cloud, yes, but they don't ever explain, like, I need 37 bits or credits or whatever.
Yeah.
If you just said, I need these many bars of gold pressed platinum, I would say, oh, I understand that, because that was in Deep Space Nine.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently they don't bother that. It's like, I'm here to do an in-between deal. Like, oh, cool, I will pay you... Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I saw this this montage of on YouTube of every time they visited Earth.
Yeah.
Every time Earth was featured in Star Trek.
Oh, yeah?
And it kept showing like San Francisco because that's where Starfleet is. So there's a lot of scenes of like San Francisco, and then you can see over time them getting better and better at like depicting San Francisco. By the time you got to our time, like, with Picard, it's like perfectly like CG.
Oh,
we have
so
like
great.
realistic CGI and stuff. But back in the movie, it wasn't so great. But anyway, there was a scene where like Cisco was talking to his son.
Yeah?
And he's like, when I was a boy and I had to go to Starfleet.
Oh, yeah, I remember they were talking about that.
He's like, what did he say? He's like,
He had to use up like
he's like,
transporter
I was
credits.
so homemocrazy living in San Francisco that I used up all my
transporter credits
in
or
a week or something.
Yeah, it's like
Because I had to beam back home every night.
and realistically, why do you need transporter credits in the fucking? If all you need to do,
But that's a form of money, I think.
that's a form of money, because he lives in like the South. He's like a Creole, like bayou sort of like. He's like, when he goes on vacation, he goes to his father's restaurant and scrubs clams.
That's weird.
Like when you think of like Mardi Gras, like that sort of like gumbo making like chef guy.
Yeah, so I think that they have...
Salud.
They don't have money, but they have credits for things. So like food credits, transporter credits.
I guess, but then
so
if
you can use those all up. And then you won't be able to eat for the rest of the week.
You still can't eat? We're in the post. It's like in like, what was it? In Star Trek Discovery, they were talking like, yeah, we got rid of want. Like, if you get rid of want, you don't need fucking like food credits. I don't understand how this. It's all just like based on what we need at that second.
Like, I remember in Next Gen, there was this guy from the past or something they uncovered or unfroze.
Yeah, in like a
he's
satellite thing.
He's like, I want to look at the stock market.
It's like, oh, we don't.
I'd be rich by now.
It's like, oh yeah, what have my banker? I remember that one. What have my bankers done by now?
And then like Riker was like, oh, we don't have any of that. We
And
don't
he's
have
broken.
wealth or money.
My favorite part of that episode is unintentional, because he does Deanna Troy's job just by looking at a guy. Like, Deanna would normally be the one with she'd lean over and be like, I sense he's hiding something. And he just looks at a guy and goes like, oh yeah, this guy, he's nervous about something. He's hiding something. You can tell by looking at him. It's like, and I just expect everyone to look at Troy like, you didn't pick up on that? It's like, you're a fucking like empath. You can't see that. He looked with his eyes. I'm sorry. It was very frustrating. And Troy's powers were always frustrating. Like, they didn't know what to do with her. It's like Rose from Star Trek. It's like, it's not her fault that they didn't give her anything good to do. Uh-huh. It's the writer's fault because they didn't like think through this character. I'm sorry.
Oh, big Next Gen tangent right there.
Yeah, that was
about Picard.
Yeah. I like that Picard dressed like some sort of weird Bond villain for this. Like, he was like the person. Are you done making a mess?
No, he's just begun.
I'm the one who's had a couple of drinks, and you're the one who's like, look at me.
My smoothie got stuck to the coaster. They get stuck to the coaster sometimes.
Yeah, you need heavier coasters. Look, you have steel coasters right there.
The steel stick more.
Really?
Yes.
I'll get you some lead ones.
I need some like super heavy duty.
Yeah, you need
coasters.
lead. Yeah, lead.
No.
and then you need to lick.
It creates a little suction bubble. That's why.
Okay, so we basically what happens in that episode is like Seven uses herself as bait to get to this crime boss who killed Maddox, or like put him in like some sort of like she captured him.
Bruce Maddox.
Bruce Maddox.
He's from Next Gen.
I guess
There was an episode.
He was?
Yeah, that featured Bruce Maddox.
I don't remember that one.
It was Data was on trial.
Was that Bruce Maddox?
Yeah, it's not the same actor, but it's the same character.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I just watched a thing about like a lawyer talks about he reviews like legal proceedings on from TV shows, and I just watched his review of that.
Okay, yeah, he was talking about how, well, Bruce Maddox anyway, he didn't think that Data was a human being, or he was like racist against droids or whatever.
Well, he wasn't. I don't know if he was racist, but he said like this is Federation property, and he forced Riker to like be like the prosecution for that. It was a really good episode. It was very compelling.
So that was kind of interesting. Like ever since I was a kid, like I just recently found out that Data was autonomous and that he actually worked through the ranks of Starfleet.
Well, that's the thing that always like stuck out to me.
Apparently, it took him 12 years to get to the Enterprise, or get to be a part of Starfleet, and then I guess he's been a part of Starfleet for 17 years total or something by that episode. Which I never really thought about. It's like I thought the Federation just built Data,
right?
and they just owned him.
Well, that's the thing that like stuck out to me, like upon the like reviewing this at the last time I thought about it, is like they gave him a commission. It's not like they built him and then said you're an officer. Like he earned a commission. Like so he shouldn't be Starfleet property. That whole episode, while compelling, is like completely based on nothing.
Yeah.
It's like if I like show up and like the Navy says, "Oh, here, you're an officer now," but also humans are no longer like totally human, so we own you now suddenly. That's not how that works legally. You just like discharge you from the Navy.
Yes, I didn't know that Data was a completely autonomous being.
Right.
That just he decided he chose to join Starfleet. He could have
as
done
many
anything.
do.
He could have done anything else. He could have been an android that.
He could have been an artist android, which he is.
Yeah, but he decided to. He could have been like a doctor, just a doctor on Earth.
Right, he could have just been like the doctor with the worst bedside manner ever. It's like, I'm sorry, sir, you have type 3A herpes, which kills you. It's like, whoa, what? Yes, the best I can do is take a phaser to your forehead.
I guess Data was better off in Starfleet.
Yeah, he is better off, yeah. What I like about this is like once like they just said, look, Picard, like listen, Picard, don't act like Picard, act like you normally do on Twitter. So you mean like a flamboyant like dandy? Yes, because he puts on an eye patch and gets some sort of weird costume on. It's like, I am Mr. like Chic, and I am like selling 7 of 9. And like I have no idea what direction they gave this man, Patrick Stewart.
Be the Frenchman that you should have been.
Yeah, the whole time. And not the Englishman pretending to be a Frenchman who has an English accent.
Hey, not everyone who has certain names is actually representative of that particular region.
Yeah, nice attempt there.
Well, his family moved to Britain for a couple generations.
For like
then he moved
7 or 8 generations.
Then he moved back to France.
Then he got really into his roots. He took like a e-heritage course. He just spit into one of those vials. It's like, oh, actually, you're a Frenchman, and you descend from winemakers. Like, oh, I need to be into that right now.
That's the history of
That's the secret history of.
Yeah, this Picard is a lot
flamboyant, out there. He's
a lot less aggressive than the other.
Yeah, he's less because he's no longer the captain. Like Captain Rios is the captain, so he just gets to be like, here's my wisdom, and let me have some fun back here.
Yeah, he's kind of like a fun old man, I guess. He's not really.
That's why I keep thinking of him like when he was like trying to like convince Starfleet to like save the Romulans. He just whipped out his dick and started waving it around. There's just less on the ball for him.
I don't. You have a totally different view of this Picard than I do, I think.
Look, I totally understand that he still has deep feelings for all this stuff, But since he's no longer an admiral or captain, and he's like handing it off to Rios and everyone else, he's just the name brand that brings you in. So he can just dick around.
I feel he's almost like the pet of the crew.
He's the
I feel like Picard in this, he's like what Slimer was to the Ghostbusters, or what Lockheed was to Shadowcat.
Yep.
He's just kind of like this background, kind of like comic relief, kind of.
He's what they need him to be. So sometimes he can be totally like serious and like he brings like the
Yeah.
Federation you must hold up to the highest standards of humanity and scruples. And other times he's just like, I am a crazy dude doing crazy shit. Look at me.
He's like Master Roshi from
Yes.
Dragon Ball Z.
When you need him to be, he'll like turn into totally a buff dude who fights, and other times be like, I'm gonna put my face in somebody's titties. Okay, like the last thing from this episode I get is like, he and Seven of Nine have a little talk about like not, like, do you feel like you've come back? Like, yeah. Did you get all of it back? I'm like, no, no. We're both still pretty Borg.
Oh, what do you think about that scene? You like that scene?
I really like that because that kind of like carries over from the movies, where like he's like the last time he fought the Borg in like First Contact. The last like vision he had before he fought the Borg, like something was coming out of his face, like a little Borg thing. So like they're an invasive species.
I read an article that said that Gene Roddenberry wouldn't have liked that scene because
Which one?
the scene that you're talking about where she's like, do you still feel 100% human?
Right.
It's like, no, I'm working at it or whatever.
I think that was like, if Gene Roddenberry was still alive, he might have like come along with the times maybe a little bit, because this does not feel like Trek, like normal like Picard Trek, right?
I feel like, yeah, of all the things that are on the show, like that are not Next Generation Trek, like I feel like that would be the least of Gene Roddenberry's concerns
Right.
for what's going on in this.
Oh
show.
yeah. Like you're sitting there with Rios, and like I think in the like, moving on to episode 6, like you're sitting there with like Captain Rios, who like like the whole like Latin America thing like rescends back to like current day Latin America, where Captain Rios, like, of course he likes shirtless, cut off jeans, soccer in his ship. Like, it's not like he's wearing his normal clothes playing with a soccer ball. No, he goes full on, like, I'm going to take off my shirt, wear my cut off, like, with the frayed edges pants, and play barefoot soccer before I have sex.
I don't remember that scene.
I do, because I'm sitting there like, this is very anachronistic for someone like hundreds of years in the future. Like, if he plays soccer, cool. But it would be in like some future soccer thing. He would be in his holodeck playing like holodeck soccer with like a weird like super sci-fi setup. But then he wouldn't be having sex with the scientist chick who murdered Maddox.
I think it's probably a cyclical thing. I think South America became, because I guess it's the future. The whole world has a good economy, I guess, at this time.
Yeah.
So I think style probably went back and forth between like really high tech to really, bringing back cut off jeans.
Oh yeah.
So we just happened to catch him in the period of time where cut off jeans are popular again.
Well, yeah, and look,
it's cyclical.
seeing that I've lost some weight, I understand. Like when I went running today, mostly I took the shirt off so I like diffuse my farmer's tan. But I understand now. Like, you take off your shirt, because I've been losing weight. I feel a little more confident, and I want to take my shirt off when I exercise. So I understand where that's coming from, because there are a lot of attractive women on that ship, and one of them's gonna see him like just sitting there like conveniently in the biggest like common area of the ship, just like being physically active, and come out and be like, "Hey, should we do sex?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll make you feel better. I'm A, the captain of this vessel, so I have authority, and B, have you seen my abs?" So like I would do that. Just thank God I'm not as physically impressive as he is. Otherwise, I would be doing this podcast shirtless as opposed to pantless. Okay.
I know we saw you chubbing up earlier.
Look, 7 of 9 is hot. And now that we're not talking about her anymore, it relaxed.
Yeah, 7 to 9 is pretty hot. She looks good.
Oh, here it goes again.
Jerry Ryan has aged like a fine wine.
Or cheese or something. Either way, I want to put my face into it.
She's about like 52 or something.
Oh my God, she does not look 50. Oh, whatever she does, she needs to keep doing it and tell me what she's doing.
Same with she's around the same generation, same age as the woman that plays Raffi.
Yeah, and
So they're about the same age.
yeah, but Raffi's been doing like snake weed or snake flower or whatever. So like that's where they. Oh, remember that like Free Cloud has fucking pop-up ads that you have to punch. Fuck that noise. That is hell right there. Like it's not just like, oh, click out of this ad. Like, oh, we popped up another window. It's like, no, a little guy is gonna jump in front of you and be like, hey, look at me. I'm like, no, fuck you.
You're forced to interact with them.
Starfleet should intervene immediately and bombard that fucking planet.
Michelle Hurd, who plays Raffi, is 53, and Jerry Ryan is 52.
Listen, they're both like,
And Michelle Hurd is married to Garrett Dillahunt.
wow. Hey, good.
Who's
Listen,
that?
Interesting. Garrett Dillahunt, I'm certain will recognize from something at least. He should look familiar.
well, while we talk about that, like
Scratch
they
it.
figured out from Free Cloud that they need to go to the Borg reclamation area, which is their artifact. And of course, Picard is like, I really don't want to set foot on a Borg cube again. But they're all like, listen, we got to because what's her name?
Did they go into Picard being a Borg for like the next 4 seasons of Star Trek? Because that happened in the 3rd season for the season
right?
finale.
Yeah, they don't really go into it
in the next
that
4
much.
seasons, does that ever come back?
Not really. As far as I can remember, no.
Not until really Nemesis.
I mean, yeah, until no, it wasn't Nemesis. It was First Contact.
Oh, first
Didn't they talk about it in Nemesis?
Star Trek. No, Nemesis was
'Cause that was the clone. I thought they talked about it in
Nemesis.
that.
Maybe they talked about it a little bit, but remember, First Contact was before Nemesis.
Doesn't Captain Picard have a robotic heart?
Yeah, he has like some heart that Q was like, hey, listen, if you don't do this thing, if you didn't like get into a fight with this like Nausicaan or whatever, you won't get stabbed in the heart and laugh, and then that won't set you on the path to be a captain. Well, sorry, you look like you're
I
ready to-
remember that episode.
Yeah, and he turns into like some lowly science officer reporting to Riker.
Wasn't that like one of the first episodes too?
Not one of the first ones. He like Q is like a once a season thing. That was like I want to say at least 3 seasons in, at the very least.
So I thought it was a Klingon like stabbed him in the heart or
Either a
something.
Nausicaan or a Klingon, but someone was like cheating at some sort of like future gambly game, and he was like, "No, I'm gonna."
I thought
bust
they
this
didn't
guy."
have money. Here's another thing.
Right?
Why are they gambling?
I have no fucking clue. Like, oh, I'm winning at
Not
this.
under the Federation, but if it's the Klingons, then it's a different story.
I guess the Klingons have, I know, tiny swords they use as money. I don't give a fuck.
Tiny little swords. And then Captain Picard has to live with like a robotic heart.
Yeah, but that also makes it like apparently Q like poses as like the angel of death for him. It's just like a bottle episode where he gets to play death in the Star Trek universe. And like, let me look at your life.
So, well, I'm just gonna. I went through my whole life. Every time I look at Picard, I'm like, he's got a robotic heart.
Roboheart.
I got to see that episode again. I'm not sure.
It's a pretty good episode, honestly. Okay, so he goes. So they manage to go to the cube, and Hugh is there. Like he looks up some like
Hugh is there?
some stock footage. Hugh.
I thought you said Q.
Hugh.
Oh, that'd have been cool if it was
God,
Q.
I'm dying
second
for
season.
Q.
Second season.
Really, the Q flashback was second season.
No.
Oh, Hugh.
Second
We'll
se-
get Q in second season of
Q and
Picard,
second.
hopefully.
Sorry. Okay. That would be awesome. I would fucking love that.
I'm interested in how they would do that if they get the same actor.
They did.
And he just looks older.
They did. They. That's the weird thing is like they.
It's like Q's like
in.
in a but
Hugh.
Q.
Oh, Q.
If Q came back in the second season, sorry, I'm still talking about
Okay,
Q,
gotcha.
not Hugh. If he came back in the second season, he'd still be the same actor, and there'd kind of be this weird, awkward moment where it'd be like, so
Why are you older? It's like, well, I chose to look this way to make you. He would have some
yeah,
thing.
I chose to look this way.
It wasn't like
Picard.
Q was ever like running like doing athletic stuff. He would just snap his fingers and things would change.
Well,
I-
they didn't address why
What I would do?
what's his face looked old when he was portraying Data as opposed to portraying the son of Noonien.
I see exactly.
Who?
Data.
Yeah,
What's his name?
I forget his name, but the guy who plays Data.
Brent Spiner.
Yeah.
So they didn't address why the Brent Spiner in the sort of dream sequence looked older and thicker.
Right.
Because he's supposed to be Data who is never
Oh.
changing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they might just leave it alone.
Yeah, hopefully it might be one of those things they just
I
say
would
like,
CGI Q.
yeah,
If
just
it were
CGI.
me,
Well,
if
he's
it were me, I would get him to like do the act, and I would de-age him, kind of like what they did in
with
the Irishman,
or Ant-Man.
the Irishman or Ant-Man.
Listen, long story. What I want to tell you is like I've been watching MLP, and the guy who plays Q, he plays Discord, who is basically Q,
MLP.
My Little Pony.
You're brony.
I'm not a brony. I think. Okay, look. Long story short, bronies buy stuff. People who like good cartoons just watch the good cartoons.
Yeah, but you
I swear to Christ,
you
Sam.
shortened it.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to say My Little Pony every time. MLP. You know.
Yeah, but you didn't even establish
You down with MLP?
My Little Pony first. You just went straight to MLP. That you are a brony.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I? Oh, you down with OCP?
Because that's how you
Yeah, you
that's
know
how
me.
you communicate with all your little brony
Listen,
friends
if I say
online.
NWA, are you be like, whoa, which one is that? It's like you're not going to make me spell that out. Like I like NWA, but you don't make me say like, are you going to establish that?
Well, I don't think
Are you down with OPP, and what does that mean?
I don't think you're allowed to say
Exactly.
NWA.
Exactly. So listen, let me abbreviate. You didn't make me like spell it MRAP when we were talking about that earlier.
I actually don't know what MRAP stands for.
Oh, and now you don't want to know. When it's
No, 'cause now I don't fucking care.
When it's convenient for you, you sit there and be like, I got nothing to say.
I think you need some saltines. You need to chill out.
I'm drinking that Haterade is what I'm drinking. Now, actually, you're drinking that. Okay. But like
No, I'm
Discord,
drinking a smoothie.
he plays the same character and it's great. So like, listen, I don't mind if he looks older.
Are you
'Cause-
talking about Q?
Q, yeah, and because when he was in Next Gen, he like went from like the old style uniform to the new style uniform, and it was like, oh look, these uniforms are much. I don't care. I do not give two shits if Q is there and he looks older. Fuck it. I want that fun. I was hoping for section 31, 51. I totally spaced which section it is, but like I missed that. I want them to go like do deep cuts of Star Trek. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, they go there. Hugh like shows Picard around the Borg cube, and he's got like for a country like a society that has like a lot of like tissue regeneration technology, give me a dermal regenerator. He has like a lot of bolts and shit on his face and lines.
Yeah, I'm wondering. You know what? It might be that the Borg put those in there, so that they can never come out. If they
guess.
pulled them out, the person would die.
Yeah,
I think that's what my theory is, or else they just take them all out,
or it's a plot convenient, one or the other.
just so that you know that they're ex-Borgs.
It was very
XBs.
Yeah, XBs. Yeah, it was very nice because like Hugh shows them around. And is like, oh look, here is us making their lives better, and look, the Romulans are doing it. They're not total dicks, and I really like that. But all this time, like Daj, I think that's her name. She's like coming clean about like these weird dreams she's having, and they're just like a program to keep her in line, like the phone call she's had, or the subspace call she's having with her mom, which always lasts like what was
No,
it like?
it's Soji.
Soji, sorry.
Dodge is the
Sorry, Soji.
first one, yeah.
Sorry, Soji. She's having like 70-second calls. Like they're always 70 seconds. Like the dreamy Romulan, like so like looks it up.
Didn't we go over this episode already?
Well, no. This one's new because then she says like, hey, I need help with this. And he's like, let's do Romulan
It's
hypnosis.
Therapy.
Romulan hypnotherapy. And it's like, wait,
We didn't talk about this one yet.
is Romulan hypnotherapy gonna work on a half human, half synthetic person? Like, yeah, it'll do what we need to do for so the show can happen. so the movie can happen. And he walks. He walks her around some sort of like weird little like turn, like philosophical thing. Like, no, make the turn, you'll get there. And basically, what we find out is that she's like she finds out for herself that she's a synth.
Okay.
Because she dated all of her photos. Like, hey, these are all like 37 months old. Like, what's up with that? She has that moment where it's like, why is everything 37 months old? Like, I wonder why.
Because you've only really been alive for 3 years. But
Like, no one's ever heard of all the times where someone, like, in Star Trek history, where someone, like, fakes someone's memories and, like, shoves them somewhere?
well, I guess not her.
I guess not her. All right, let me see here.
Seems kind of actually to build an android like that. It's kind of unethical, actually, I think.
Yes, it's
Why?
incredibly unethical. Well,
Well, they should know all the years they've been alive. Or at least know that their memories are fake. It's like, hey, we turned you on. You have some memories. They're not real. They're just to kind of flesh out your personality.
you mean like when they've been like recommissioned to do certain tasks, as opposed to the ones that are still living on the home planet that know all the history.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, listen, that is very unethical, and I'm sure they're going to get to that later for me.
Well, maybe she agreed to go on the thing, and so she had to.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
prior to Soji and Dodge departing the home planet, they were like, "Yes, we'll go on this mission," and so they knew that would be happening. But then while that's happening to them, obviously they're like, "What the fuck is going on with me? What's wrong?"
Oh, that's what happened. I thought Data programmed them to be like that.
No, I'm just saying maybe.
Well,
that's
he's
what
just the one
happened.
who painted like the future daughters.
Oh, he didn't actually build them.
Maybe not.
No, the Soongs did.
I guess like the sons of Soon. Who knows?
Soon.
Long story short,
That wasn't really truly like explained like the whole Data.
I feel like
that
I was about to say, like,
season 2.
Data's an asshole.
That's season 2. Yeah, he's a bit of a dick. If you see the first episode of Star Trek, he's kind of horrifying. No, watch the first episode of Star Trek again. Like when he pulls Wesley out of the brook in the holodeck, he's like smiling with some sort of weird, like, I'm going to bite your face off smile. And you're like, ugh. Everyone in that show was either A, a dick to each other, or B, horrifying. So they find what they need to find. Like Picard runs into the twin chick, and it's like, your twin came to see me. I will save you, because she punches her way out of like the meditation room after dreamy Romulan turns on her. And it's like, oh, this hurts so much because I actually love her because we've been banging for a while, and I've developed feelings cliche. He caught feelings, and so like Picard finds her. They run to like some sort of Borg queen room, teleporter room. And they tell like Rios, all right, get out of here. And Romulan, like Ronin or like a swordsman guy, has snuck on and like helps Hugh hold off like the reinforcements.
Yeah, what I was okay. So
What
she's
were you?
digging through the ground, right? She's punching through the
Punching
ground.
through the wood.
It's pretty much like that old cartoon gag where someone keeps following through all these different stories.
Yeah.
So she was she doing that all the way through the ship? Or she was punching through the floor,
I think just through
and then
one
she went to
level.
the next level, and she punched through that one.
Well, that's the problem with Romulan meditation rooms on a Borg cube. Like, there's no code for that, so it's like they can't be up to code.
So yeah, how did Picard and Hugh catch up to her?
Well, because like
Her.
Picard
They were
did
tracking.
Yeah, Picard did that cliche thing where it's like, you need to find this chick. Why? No time to explain. Not even while we're walking for 5 minutes. Here, I can explain while we're walking. A twin came to me. You have to make synths in pairs, and she's special, and I need to save her. Boom. Yeah, because like during the hypnotherapy thing, she looks up and finds like the 2 moon electrical storm. Like there's only one place with 2 moons and an electrical storm. Like
in the whole entire galaxy.
whole galaxy. There's like remember, this is the place where there's a mafia planet and a Nazi planet.
Wait, was one of them
Separate from the planet that had both the Nazis and the mafia. So
there was a Lord of the Flies planet?
Lord of
too.
the Flies. There's all sorts of planets, both offensive and not, given today's standards. So the Romulans are good at their job.
It's got 2 moons and an electrical storm.
So we're gonna find like maybe some form of data. Like Richard Spiner is gonna be there, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
guys, I hope he's gonna be there. I'm gonna watch these 2 episodes next day off. Boom, nailing that. And that's kind of where the episode ends.
Oh, where they meet up with her and
Oh yeah, they meet up with her. They teleport to some planet. I forget which one. And they say, okay, Rios, meet us at the place. And like Rios still doesn't know that the doctor killed Maddox, and not Maddox. Maddox and the other chick, the researcher chick.
what's her name?
What's your name?
Abigail or no?
Agnes.
Agnes.
Girardi.
Drotty. Yeah,
Agnes
she went
Girardi.
to meet her son at the last episode at the planet at Free Cloud, and he's marrying a
Are
Romulan.
you talking
There's a
about
lot of-
Rafi?
Rafi.
He-
No, Rafi.
Whatever.
Rafi is
She went to meet her son at
Yes.
Free Cloud,
And he's extremely like mean to her.
well, because she was an addict. Like that'll happen, and and apparently, like coincidentally, he's now like married and having a kid with a Romulan. Like they're like 10 times as strong as a human, so that Kegel muscle alone would just like if she was performing adequately, crush all his genitals.
Huh.
So like that's what I'm saying. But still, they made it work as any good relationship does. It's work. And so she stowed away on the ship, and so now they're all going to wherever they teleported to.
Okay, so you're at the part where Agnes kills Bruce Maddox.
No, that was in the last episode, but she did that. But we're just talking about like the parts we find the funniest.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the part I spoiled that.
Yeah, you did that for me. That she's a murderer. And I want to say it's because of the Romulan.
Yeah, it was mostly because of that.
I'll say it's because of that. Like, you don't know what I know. It's like, and the only thing I can think of is like, the last time we saw that Romulan chief of security, she was wearing sunglasses. And I have never seen, until this point, sunglasses in Star Trek.
You know what? That's kind of how I felt when I was watching The Mandalorian.
Right?
And I saw like the scientists wearing just regular glasses.
And you said, like,
I was
what the
I've never
fuck?
seen glasses in Star Wars.
This, what? Like, it's one of the things that just pops you from the whole proceedings. For one, it's a Romulan. And I've never thought of Romulans as sunglass wearers.
Okay, so I want to compile all the footage and all the episodes of Star Wars and Star Trek all into one database,
And,
and then have an AI see if they can find any scenes
just glasses.
where there's like glasses or
There's like
sunglasses.
I think there's like one from like Clone Wars or like from anytime they have like the
they have
trade fin-
they have visors.
yeah no from the Trade Federations, like a couple of them wear glasses. I remember from Clone Wars they had like some Nazi scientist like feel-alike making some like super virus. It's like, and he speaks with a Nazi accent.
Okay, they had that. That's what the glasses that I saw in
Yeah, and
Mandalorian were. It
it's
was Nazi.
so it has to be so anachronistic that you can't help but like see where it comes from. Like those are German sunglasses, or those are German like spectacles
Yeah.
from World War II.
To do a Nazi scientist, you have to have circular glasses
I guess.
with a gold frame.
Okay. Okay. So last thing before I go, I've been like switching gears to another show before like we take off. I've watched both B-Stars and a large portion of BNA.
What's B stars? That
Okay.
sounds like porno.
It probably
Okay,
is.
it feels a lot like it's on Netflix, and there is a rabbit who like tries to fuck a wolf, and they're all in high school. So the rabbits like to fuck like rabbits, and the wolves have like all the
Okay,
carnivores.
is it really just B stars, or are you,
Yes, it is literally
or is this,
called
are you just,
B
is this
Stars.
another
It's
MLP?
Beast Stars.
No,
is this another MLP
Okay,
moment?
A, fuck you. B,
He's watching Zootopia porn.
no, it's called B Stars. It's literally called. That's how you pronounce it. B Stars.
B stars. Okay, I think I heard about the show. Who's the name? What's the main character's name?
I forget. It's Legoshi or something. He's a wolf,
Okay.
and it's a whole thing about like
And he's trying to fuck a rabbit.
he wants to, and he also wants to eat her.
Oh, it's
he's a
like
carnivore.
Twilight.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's like this thing where the whole thing is like what you're born into determines a lot of like who you are, because like carnivores want to eat meat,
Nature versus nurture.
nature versus nurture, and the thing is like they'll have like like hospitals will sell like cadavers to carnivores because they want to eat meat, and hobos will be like, hey, look,
What
eat-
kind of cadavers?
just whatever.
So sell carnivores to carnivores.
Maybe, but largely,
So a wolf
largely
will eat a
yes,
dead wolf?
largely yes.
But like, what's an example? Like, what kind of cadaver are they selling?
Like whoever died and there's no one there to be like, here, donate my body to science, we'll send it to this market where carnivores will eat the motherfucker. And
I'm concerned.
and
by that.
also hobos will be like, listen, I'm a junkie, bite one of my fingers for like 100 yen.
That's a weird concept for a cartoon.
Oh, it is so weird.
I wonder what it's supposed to represent in like Japanese society. Like, I don't know much about their society, but is it supposed to represent like different political groups or
I think
different?
it's mostly it's about like discrimination based on your birth. So I think it's more of a universal message because they're trying to go for that. But listen,
Maybe it has to do with class.
yeah, a little bit of class, a little bit of birth, a little bit of because like the some some mafia groups will be like lions, and they'll like the same like rabbit who wants to bang Legoshi will get captured, and they'll like save them. And there's like a panda bear that with a crossbow made of bamboo who will help him fight, and like Legoshi will have to like find his inner beast and like go for the throat because that's what wolves do. It's a whole thing.
Are you looking it up?
No.
And Beastars is similar in that it's another Netflix anime where there are beast people, but it's not. There are humans and beast people. In Beastars, it's all beast people,
Yeah,
either
whole-
omnivore or carnivore or herbivore.
Okay, the whole society's animals.
In Beastars, there are like beast people, like lycanthropes, and humans, and there's discrimination there. So I found some
Wait, you keep saying Beastars.
yeah, because that's what it's called. Beastars is the show.
What's the other show that you're comparing?
BNA.
What's BNA?
Beast NA. Beast DNA, basically. It's weird. It's a weird synergy. It's like what you remember when
Beast. Beast nucleic acid.
yes, literally. Remember when Dante's Peak and Volcano came out pretty much the same year?
Yeah, kind
He's
of.
kind of like that. So
BNA and Beastars.
so in Beastars you have unreal sexual tension and weirdness. And in BNA, you have kind of happy-go-lucky crime. It's a little more happy-go-lucky in BNA, but it can get really like taciturn in a second, because there's also like crime and shit. In let me see here. Oh, in Beastars, there's eating other sapient beings, like literally like that hobo I talked about. In BNA, there's selling beast children into child beast labor. It gets really weird.
Because there's humans
Yes,
in this world.
exactly.
So humans in BNA are normal, or like this dominant culture.
Yes.
And then the beasts are kind of like the oppressed, subjugated.
Boom. But they have a lot of power.
They still have a lot of power.
Oh yeah, because like if there's a beast person, they're like super strong sometimes.
Oh,
Okay.
like physical power.
Yeah.
Not political or power. Or anything.
In Beastars, there's discrimination based on being an herbivore or carnivore. And BNA, there's discrimination on being an animal person. In Beastars, there's weird underage sexualization of an animal or of a bunny girl, and because she's a rabbit, she likes to fuck. Is her thing. And let's see, in BNA, there's weaponizing the abilities of underage Tanuki girls. In Beastars, there's weird commentary on natural urges versus primal. You know, your like what your urges are versus what society says. In BNA, there's weird religion based on like some silver wolf thing that is real actually.
Oh.
It is so weird. Like, watch both right now.
No.
All right.
I'm gonna
So
get
you
the-
sold me.
Oh yeah, see,
I'm not sold.
totally. You need to see it. It's
Well, if you're watching like Airbender,
come on, you're watching Airbender.
What the fuck is wrong with Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Nothing is wrong with it, but if you like that, look, you're
No, it's
Yes.
not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not.
But they
There
both-
is no comparison.
They both say things. They both say things.
No.
Yes.
all right. I think I'm gonna go with Beastars first.
Definitely go with Beastars first, because there's another season coming out of that for sure.
If you won't fucking watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, what the fuck are you gonna watch some bullshit that he's talking about for?
It's really good.
Well, I've heard it mentioned before, actually. Beastars.
And how many times have you heard Avatar: The Last Airbender mentioned?
Like 5
A
times.
lot more times.
Okay.
But
Yeah, but
Thank
remember,
you.
but you probably heard the M. Night Shyamalan version,
yeah.
which is like
Trash.
it's like peeing glass shards.
I mean, they're doing a live action Netflix series, which theoretically
Of Avatar?
Yeah.
Well,
Which
okay.
theoretically is going to be more properly cast.
Yeah, they make
and
that
pronounced.
promise. They make that promise. But remember, they're talking about like doing the Cowboy Bebop live action.
Nobody
and they're-
cares.
And they're talking. No, a lot of people care. And they're talking about doing like a different Fae outfit,
I'll watch
and that's bullshit.
Bebop for the first time.
No, watch Bebop for the first time in anime format. You dick.
I'll watch it for the first time if they make it live action, because I'm one of those people.
I will.
that's like,
I will.
I
I
didn't
won't
even
watch the anime, but I'll watch live action when they make it
I will
for
fight you.
adults.
What was the other one that they came out with? They did Castle. Well, what, they did
Castlevania, but that was an
Castlevania.
anime.
That was,
That was animation.
Oh, how about that
And there was
Attack
the
on
other one.
Titan?
They're doing an
live
Attack on
action.
Titan live action.
Yeah, no, they've
I
done
never
it.
saw that.
No.
I never fucking saw that, and I'm not gonna sully my eyes with that bullshit.
It's on. I bet it's on Netflix right now.
Okay, look,
I'm googling this right now.
look. Okay, while you Google that,
It's been around for like 5 years, I think.
look.
2015.
Oh God.
Boom.
If you ever seen those
It's on Voodoo. You have to pay for this shit.
Oh, fuck that noise. It's like, why don't I pay someone to peg me with like a dildo coated in sandpaper?
Do you really need to pay someone to do that? I'm
Why?
sure there are plenty of people that would gladly do that to you.
Yeah, but again, that's the equivalent. Is I'm now
Put it on
paying-
your Tinder. Put it on your Tinder profile, and you'll have it like the next day.
Yeah, exactly. I don't.
People might pay you to be allowed to do it to you.
If they pay me, it's a different story. But paying to see a live action Attack on Titan thing is like paying to have someone fuck me with a jagged dildo. So that being said, thank you for listening to the Transmit Podcast, sponsored by Google for sure.
Jeez.
I'm your host, Spike.
I'm Victor.
I'm Samantha.
And we'll see you next time.